There is a quiet kind of power that many women discover with time, a kind of attraction that has nothing to do with trying too hard, chasing attention, or becoming someone they are not. It's deeper than beauty. It's stronger than flirtation. It's the kind of feminine energy that makes a man pause in the middle of his busy mind and wonder, what is it about her? Because true attraction is rarely built on loudness. It's built on presence. It's built on confidence that feels soft, warm, and deeply magnetic. And sometimes that power lives in something surprisingly simple, just two words. Two words spoken with calm certainty, gentle mystery, and effortless charm can create emotional pull stronger than 100 perfect lines. Older women often understand this better than anyone. Life teaches them what really matters. Experience teaches them how to carry themselves. Heartbreak teaches them what not to chase. And wisdom teaches them that being desired is not about begging to be seen. It's about becoming impossible to forget. There's something captivating about a woman who knows who she is, who speaks slowly, smiles knowingly, and carries a quiet spark that says, I am comfortable in my own skin. Men feel that energy instantly. They may not understand it, but they feel drawn toward it. Not because she is performing, but because she is real, because she has depth, because she knows how to create connection without losing herself. And hidden inside that feminine confidence are two powerful words, words that can awaken curiosity, build emotional tension, and make a man lean closer, wanting to know more. Today, we're going to explore what those two words are, why they work so deeply on the male mind, and how the energy behind them can completely change the way a woman is seen, remembered, and quietly desired. Stay with me, because what comes next may change how you speak forever. The first powerful point is this. A woman becomes deeply attractive when she knows how to make a man feel genuinely seen, and it often begins with two simple words. Tell me. On the surface, those words sound ordinary, soft, almost effortless. But underneath them is something incredibly rare in today's world, true invitation. When a woman looks at a man with calm eyes, relaxed confidence, and says, tell me, something shifts inside him. Tell me what drives you. Tell me what excites you. Tell me what keeps you awake at night. Tell me what nobody really understands about you. Suddenly, he no longer feels like he's performing. He feels understood before he has even spoken. And that feeling is powerful. Most people spend conversations waiting for their turn to speak, trying to impress, trying to be interesting, trying to control how they are perceived. But the woman who knows how to invite depth instead of chasing attention becomes unforgettable. She creates emotional space, a place where conversation feels easy, meaningful, and quietly intimate. That kind of connection is magnetic because it touches something deeper than attraction. It touches a man's need to feel respected, valued, and emotionally safe. And what makes this even more powerful is that mature feminine energy asks without needing. There is no desperate tone, no forcing, no pressure, just warm curiosity wrapped in confidence. That energy says, I'm interested, but I'm not chasing. I'm listening, but I'm not losing myself. I'm open, but I still hold mystery. And that balance is captivating. Men are often surrounded by noise, demands, expectations, surface-level talk, and emotional walls disguised as confidence. So when they meet a woman whose presence feels calm, whose questions feel thoughtful, and whose interest feels genuine, it feels rare. It feels refreshing. It feels feminine in the most powerful way. Not weak, not needy, but emotionally intelligent and deeply secure. And here's where many women miss the secret. It's not just the words "tell me" that create attraction, it's the energy behind them. It's the soft pause after speaking, it's the quiet smile that makes him feel comfortable opening up. It's the confidence in her body language that says she is choosing to know him, not trying to win him. That subtle difference changes everything. Because when a man feels truly heard, he begins attaching powerful emotion to the woman who created that feeling. He starts thinking about her more. He remembers how relaxed he felt around her. He feels pulled toward her warmth, her calmness, and her depth. Not because she tried to be irresistible, but because she made him feel something real. And in a world full of performance, real connection is seductive. So if you want to become unforgettable, stop worrying so much about having the perfect thing to say. Instead, Create space, invite depth, speak softly, confidently, and with genuine curiosity. Sometimes the most magnetic woman in the room isn't the one talking the most. It's the one who gently leans in, smiles, and says two simple words that open a door most people never dare to open. Tell me. The second powerful point is this. Nothing quietly pulls a man in more than a woman who carries calm confidence, and that confidence is often expressed in two simple words. I know. Not said with arrogance, not spoken to dominate, but spoken with soft certainty, grounded self-respect, and a quiet feminine strength that instantly changes the energy in the room. There is something deeply attractive about a woman who knows who she is. A woman who no longer bends herself into impossible shapes just to be liked. A woman who doesn't shrink her voice, question her worth, or constantly seek approval before she speaks. When she says, I know what I deserve, I know what feels right, I know my value, those words carry weight, not because they are loud, but because they come from experience, wisdom, and emotional maturity. Men feel that energy immediately. They sense that this is not a woman who is trying to be chosen at any cost. This is a woman who has already chosen herself, and that changes everything. Because true attraction often begins where desperation ends. When a woman stops chasing validation, she becomes naturally magnetic. Her presence feels different. She walks with ease. She speaks with intention. She listens without trying to impress. She smiles without needing reassurance. And there is a quiet fire in that kind of confidence, a soft, elegant power that feels both warm and impossible to ignore. Older women often understand this truth more deeply because life teaches them lessons that confidence books never can. They have loved, lost, healed, and rebuilt themselves. They have faced disappointment and learned that their worth does not rise or fall based on someone else's attention. They have discovered that peace is more attractive than chaos, authenticity is more beautiful than perfection, and self-respect is more seductive than endless availability. That wisdom creates a grounded energy men are naturally drawn toward. Why? Because confidence creates emotional safety. A secure woman does not bring restless energy into every moment. She does not constantly test, chase, or create drama just to feel wanted. She brings steadiness, warmth, depth, and men, even if they cannot explain it, are often deeply attracted to the feeling of being around a woman who is emotionally centered. But here is the real secret. I know is powerful not only when it speaks about worth, but when it speaks about desire, standards, and boundaries. I know what kind of love I want. I know what energy I welcome into my life. I know what I will no longer settle for. That kind of quiet certainty creates respect first, and attraction often grows from respect. A woman who values herself teaches others how to value her, and that is incredibly compelling. The beauty of calm confidence is that it never needs to announce itself. It simply exists in her tone, in her eye contact, in the way she pauses before speaking, in the way she remains soft without becoming weak, open without becoming desperate, and warm without losing her dignity. That balance is unforgettable. So if a woman wants to become more magnetic, she does not need louder words or dramatic moves. She needs inner certainty. She needs to build a relationship with herself so strong that when she speaks, even simple words carry depth. Because when a woman softly says, I know, what a man often hears is something much deeper. She knows who she is, and that kind of woman is rare. The third powerful point is this. Mystery creates emotional pull, and one of the most magnetic things a woman can do is leave a little space for curiosity. In a world where people reveal everything too quickly, explain every feeling instantly, and put every thought on display, mystery has become rare, and rare things naturally become valuable. This does not mean playing games, pretending to be cold, or acting unavailable just to gain attention. Real mystery is much deeper than that. It is the quiet art of holding your own depth. It is knowing that not every thought must be spoken immediately. Not every feeling must be explained at once. And not every part of you needs instant access. Older women often understand this beautifully because life teaches them that presence is powerful and silence, when carried with confidence, can say more than endless words ever could. There is something unforgettable about a woman who speaks with intention, who chooses her words carefully, and who leaves just enough unsaid to make a man wonder what more exists beneath the surface. Curiosity is a powerful emotional force. When a man becomes curious about a woman, his mind naturally keeps returning to her. He thinks about what she meant. He remembers how she smiled when she said something playful yet layered. He wonders what stories shaped her calm strength, what passions light up her heart, and what hidden depth lives behind her composed energy. That wondering becomes attraction because the mind is drawn toward what it has not fully discovered. This is why mystery is so captivating. It invites emotional pursuit without asking for it. A woman with mystery does not overshare her entire life in the first conversation. She reveals herself in layers, naturally and gracefully, like a beautiful story unfolding chapter by chapter. That slow unfolding creates tension, excitement, and connection that lasts far longer than instant openness ever could. And here is where feminine energy becomes especially magnetic, mystery wrapped in warmth. She is not distant, but she is not fully readable. She is kind, but not overly available. She is open, but still deeply rooted in herself. She laughs, listens, and connects, yet carries a quiet inner world that feels rich, calm, and intriguing. Men are often drawn to this because it feels like there is always more to discover, and discovery is intoxicating. But mystery is not only in what a woman says, it is in how she carries herself. It is in the gentle pause before she answers a question. It is in confident eye contact followed by a knowing smile. It is in being comfortable with silence instead of rushing to fill every moment with words. It is in speaking honestly without revealing everything all at once. That composed energy signals emotional maturity, self-respect, and quiet confidence, all deeply attractive qualities. The strongest part is this. Mystery protects a woman's value because it keeps her centered. She does not pour herself out trying to prove her worth. She lets people earn deeper access to who she is, and that creates respect. Attraction built on respect grows deeper, stronger, and more meaningful. So if you want to become unforgettable, remember this. Do not rush to explain everything about yourself. Let connection breathe. Let curiosity grow. Let your presence speak as loudly as your words. Be warm, be genuine, but keep a little sacred space that belongs only to you. Because when a woman carries depth with quiet confidence, she becomes more than attractive. She becomes fascinating, and fascination lingers in the mind long after the moment is over. The fourth powerful point is this. Warmth is deeply attractive because it makes a man feel safe enough to be fully himself. And emotional comfort creates a connection that surface beauty alone never can. There is a quiet magic in a woman whose energy feels warm, inviting, and genuine. Not loud, not performative, not forced, just real warmth. The kind that comes through in the softness of her smile, the kindness in her eyes, the calm in her voice, and the way she makes another person feel welcomed in her presence. Older women often understand this truth in a deeper way because life teaches them that real connection is not built by trying to appear perfect. It is built by making people feel something beautiful when they are around you. A woman can be stunning on the outside, but if her energy feels cold, guarded, or self-focused, attraction often stays shallow. But a woman whose presence feels warm becomes unforgettable because warmth reaches the heart. It creates emotional ease, it lowers walls, it invites honesty. And when a man feels emotionally relaxed around a woman, when he feels he can speak without judgment, laugh without pressure, and simply be himself, he begins associating her with peace, comfort, and quiet joy. That emotional memory is powerful. He may not even realize why he keeps thinking about her, but deep down he remembers how good her presence felt. That is real magnetism. Warmth is also powerful because it reflects confidence, not weakness. Many people confuse softness with fragility, but true feminine warmth comes from inner strength. It comes from a woman who is secure enough in herself to be kind, open-hearted, and emotionally generous without losing her standards. She does not use coldness as power. She does not create distance just to seem valuable. She understands that genuine warmth is not desperation. It is grace, and grace has a quiet sensuality that draws people in naturally. Men are often pulled toward women who make life feel lighter, calmer, and emotionally richer. A playful smile, thoughtful listening, gentle humor, sincere compliments, and small moments of genuine attention create a feeling many men deeply crave but rarely talk about: the desire to feel emotionally accepted. That acceptance is incredibly attractive because it speaks to something deeper than physical desire. It creates emotional intimacy, and emotional intimacy often becomes the strongest form of attraction. But warmth becomes even more magnetic when it is paired with self-respect. This is important. A warm woman does not become available to everyone. She does not overgive to earn love. She does not sacrifice herself for attention. Her warmth is intentional, balanced, and rooted in dignity. She gives kindness freely, but access to her deeper heart is earned. That balance between softness and standards creates powerful feminine energy. It says, I can be gentle, loving, and open, but I also know my worth. And that combination is irresistible because it feels both comforting and valuable. The deepest truth is this: people forget polished performances, but they never forget how someone made them feel. A woman whose warmth makes others feel seen, calm, appreciated, and emotionally alive leaves a lasting mark that beauty alone cannot create. So if a woman wants to become truly magnetic, she should stop focusing only on appearance and start nurturing presence. Let her warmth be real. Let her kindness be sincere. Let her energy feel peaceful, playful, and emotionally rich. Because when a woman carries warmth with quiet confidence, she becomes more than attractive. She becomes the kind of presence a man keeps wanting to return to, again and again, simply because being near her feels like coming home. The fifth and most powerful point is this: the real force behind attraction is not just what a woman says, it is the energy behind every word, every glance, every pause, and every quiet moment of presence she brings into a room. Words matter, yes, but energy speaks first. Long before a sentence is finished, people feel tone, confidence, warmth, calmness, and emotional depth. Men especially respond to this in ways they often cannot explain. They may think they are attracted to beauty, charm, or conversation, but what truly lingers in their mind is how a woman's presence made them feel. Did she feel grounded? Did she feel peaceful? Did she feel playful, feminine, and quietly confident? Did being around her awaken something emotionally rich, something calm yet exciting at the same time? That is what creates unforgettable attraction. Older women often understand this on a deeper level because life teaches them a powerful truth. Trying too hard weakens energy, but being fully comfortable in your own skin creates natural magnetism. A woman who knows herself moves differently. She does not rush her words. She does not speak from nervousness. She does not over-explain, over-pursue, or constantly seek reassurance. Instead, she carries a calm rhythm. She listens fully. She speaks intentionally. She smiles like she has nothing to prove. And that relaxed confidence creates a kind of quiet sensuality that is completely within YouTube's safe boundaries, yet deeply captivating. It is elegant, mature, and impossible to fake. This energy also shows in the smallest details. The way she holds eye contact just long enough to create a spark, then gently looks away with a knowing smile. The way she laughs freely without trying to look perfect. The way she sits with ease, fully present, not distracted by who is watching. The way she makes conversation feel meaningful rather than performative. These subtle things communicate emotional security, and emotional security is incredibly attractive because it feels rare. Many people carry restless energy, trying to impress, trying to control perception, trying to be wanted. But the woman whose energy says, I am already whole, and I choose connection from fullness, not emptiness, becomes magnetic without effort. Men feel that centered feminine strength. They are drawn toward it because it feels both safe and exciting, warm yet mysterious, soft yet strong. And here is the deeper secret: energy is contagious. If a woman carries joy, peace, curiosity, warmth, and confidence, people naturally feel better around her. Her presence becomes associated with positive emotion, and positive emotion creates desire to reconnect. That is how attraction deepens, not through manipulation, but through authentic emotional impact. A man may forget exact words, but he remembers the feeling of being around a woman whose energy felt alive, graceful, and deeply feminine. He remembers how calm he felt, how curious he became, how naturally he wanted more time in her presence. That is true magnetism. So if a woman wants to become unforgettable, she should focus less on perfect lines and more on inner energy. Build a beautiful relationship with yourself. Protect your peace. Know your worth. Stay playful. Stay warm. Stay deeply rooted in who you are. Speak slowly. Smile genuinely. Let your presence carry quiet confidence. Because in the end, attraction is rarely about trying to be irresistible. It is about becoming so authentic, so emotionally rich, and so beautifully centered that your energy quietly says everything words never could. And in the end, that is what truly changes everything. Not learning clever lines, not chasing attention, and not trying to become the version of yourself you think others want. Real attraction begins the moment a woman fully understands the quiet power she already carries. It lives in her warmth, her calm confidence, her mystery, her emotional depth, and the graceful energy she brings into every room she enters. The truth is, the most unforgettable women are rarely the loudest. They are often the ones who know how to make people feel seen, understood, relaxed, curious, and quietly drawn in. They carry a softness that feels comforting, but also a strength that commands respect. They know when to speak, when to pause, when to smile, and when to simply let their presence do the talking. That is feminine magnetism at its finest, subtle, elegant, and deeply powerful. So if today's message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share in the comments. Which point touched you most? Confidence, mystery, warmth, emotional presence, or the power of simple words? I'd truly love to hear your thoughts. And if you believe more women deserve to hear this message, share this video with someone who needs that reminder of her value. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with this community because we're building something beautiful here, a space where women grow into their most confident, graceful, and unforgettable selves. Remember this always, you do not become magnetic by chasing love. You become magnetic by becoming deeply connected to who you are. And when that happens, the right people won't just notice your beauty, they'll feel your presence long after you've left the room.